Hey everybody, Pete here at the Golf Paradigm and the Golf Underground, which is our blog and podcast. Check us out online. In today's society, a lot of people are always on their phones, their heads down, their shoulders around it, or you're at your computer in the same posture, you're driving a lot. And as you go out to the golf course, it doesn't allow you to sit up correctly. And those muscles, the front muscles get tight, the back muscles get weak, and hence you get bad posture and you have difficulties making your swing. So I'm going to give you a few fairly easy stretches here to help your posture, not only your upper back, but also your lower back, to take the pain and the strain and the tightness out of both. So a lot of people are very familiar with this. It's a foam roller. Some of them are white, some of them are green, and then this is the black one. This is the most dense of the group. So it's very simple that as you set this down on the ground, obviously perpendicular to your spine, you just lay across it. You would put your upper back at about the base of your shoulder blades across there. You put your hands under your neck and cross your fingers to support your neck. You don't want to lose neck posture because your back will tighten up to support. And then you want to take it, inhale in and then exhale as you let your upper back roll over the foam roller. And then you just sit there for 20-30 seconds. You come out of that, you roll it down about an inch or two to the next vertebrae. Same thing, inhale and exhale backwards over the foam roller. You might even hear a pop or two as your back and your spine start to open up. If you want to go and get a little more refined, you can take any pool noodle that you can find at any grocery store and a dowel rod from your local building supply store. Put the dowel rod through the middle. It will firm up this foam roller, and as you'll notice, the thickness of this one is obviously much thinner than this one. So this foam roller will actually get closer into your vertebrae and a little more precise, so that as you roll back over, you can get a little closer and more finite stretch on everything. If you want to go even a step further and so far as to roll out and massage some of the muscles along the spine, the erectors, what I got here is 2 lacrosse balls. I got it wrapped in athletic tape. As you can see, mine is used quite a bit. And that little crevice there, that goes right where your spine is, and then the balls will roll right up and down your spine. So again, you would take the same principle, you'd set that down, you'd center it so that your spine, the balls are on both sides of your spine. Caress your neck and head, inhale, and then exhale as you go back. Okay, and that will really dig in because those lacrosse balls are a little harder. And then you just move an inch or two and go through the same process. So those will really help open up your back. But if you don't release the tension on the front of your chest, then you're really going to be in trouble. And you can have the strength and flexibility in your back, but if the pec major and pec minor are really tight, they're not going to allow your chest to open up. So here's what you want to do for that. You take a normal lacrosse ball, you can take a tennis ball, whatever you want. If you want to come over here, come on right over here. You put that right up against a wall. This does not feel good, I will forewarn you. You lean your chest into it. You can determine how much you're going to press, and then you simply roll up and down, and you just move it around until you find the tight spot, and you'll know it'll light you up. And when you feel that spot, you just let it sit there and you press on it for a minute and take deep breaths. So just move it around. The higher you go up to close to the joint, the more you'll get pec minor. The more you roll it down into your chest, the more you'll hit pec major. And you'll find out that the more you do that, the pain becomes less. It starts to open up the fascia in the muscle, and then as you stretch out the back, the chest starts to open up. So that will open up your upper body, get you out of that kyphotic posture that you're so used to the computer, allow you to stand up, eliminate forward head posture, and head and neck start to line with the back. Now, as far as the lower body, a couple of real simple ones. They've been talked about for quite some time. One is called either the pigeon stretch or the 90-90. It's very simple, where you get on the ground. If you had hip surgery or hip replacement, you might want to check with your doctor. I'm not a doctor online, I'm not a doctor on the internet, and I don't even play one. So check with your physician first. But this leg would be at 90 degrees, rear leg would be at 90 degrees, and you simply want to inhale and then exhale as you fall forward. You do not fall forward from the chest. You keep your chest up You want to roll forward from your hips so that if you had headlights on your rear end, they would be pointed back. If you lean your chest over your knee, that will give you one stretch. If that's too easy and you can get your chest fairly close to your knee, you'll turn it slightly 45 degrees so your chest goes over the middle of your shin, and you'll lean that way. And if you want a more advanced level, you lean your chest towards your foot and you would lean that direction. Here's the caveat. Most people will hold the stretch for 20 to 30 seconds. I don't think it's long enough, especially if you're just getting started. It'd be better if you hold this stretch for up to 2 minutes, okay? And then you would switch sides, you move over to your other leg. You lean, same position, you lean forward, and you do that for 2 minutes. And then you cycle that twice on each side, so you're stretching each leg for really 4 minutes. That will open up the muscle on the back side of your glute and into your hamstring and allow you to have, makes it easier to turn. There's less restriction. You won't have to force the turn in your swing. The next one would be your hamstrings. As you sit a lot and your leg becomes bent, the hamstring becomes tighter. So you've got to open that up. That allows your pelvis to sit in its natural state. And most people will try to stretch their hamstrings leaning over from the waist, but as you bend forward, that puts the back and the spine in a susceptible position. I prefer the prone lying hamstring stretch. All you do is you lay down. If you go in your door jamb at home, you put your one leg through, and you would put your other leg straight up the wall. Hopefully, you're flexible enough you can lock out your knee, butt up against the wall, and if you're really flexible, you can even pull your toe down. Now, I just did a deadlift workout the other day, so my hamstrings are a little tight, and then you just lay down. And you would hold that for about 1 minute to 2 minutes, and then you go the other side and you do your right leg. Most of you who have tight hamstrings will have a very hard time getting your legs straight. Don't worry, don't feel bad. If that's the case, do not force it. Just back yourself up from the wall a little bit until you can slowly start to straighten the knee. As you can straighten the knee, move your rear end closer to the wall. And then the last one, if you want to come over here, this here is a slant board. This will stretch out your calf, which is your gastroc muscle, and your soleus, which is the muscle that goes from behind your calf all the way down to your ankle. If you do not have the flexibility where you can stand on this where it hurts too much, what do you think that's going to be in your posture? So as you make a transition out of your downswing and your legs flex and bow, if you don't have the flexibility in your ankles and your calves, you're never going to be able to hold posture and you'll be up and out of shots all the time. So you can do it one of a couple ways. You can do one leg at a time, and you sit there for 1 minute to 2 minutes, and you just let gravity do its work, and then you would switch. Or you could do both at the same time. You want to keep it so your rear end comes under you, the same as if you were standing having a conversation, as opposed to leaning out and trying to lean your body forward. You want to, stand in good posture. And then the cool thing with these is you can adjust it as you improve so that the angle goes higher and higher. Once you get to the highest level, if you can do that for a minute on each foot, your posture is probably going to be pretty good in your golf swing. So those are a couple of flexibility tips. They'll keep you feeling good, they'll keep you swinging good, and most of all, your game will improve and you'll have more fun.